and welcome to our next video. Class is in session. So, today we are going to do another fractions video, Fractions Made Easy. And this one is going to be about adding and subtracting fractions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why the fractions need to be the same, and then also just do some examples. So, to do adding and subtracting fractions, we do need to make sure that the denominator at the bottom of the fraction both the same, because in order to combine fractions, we have to have the same type of fraction. So, denominators have to be the same. So if they aren't the same, then we will have to make them the same using multiplication. And when we multiply, we have to multiply the top and bottom by the same number. If we take a look at the first example, the first thing we want to do is check if the denominators are the same. They are both a 7. This means they are both the same type of fraction. They are both 7ths. They're both out of 7. Since they're both the same, we can add them together. And when you do adding and subtracting fractions, once they're the same, it's actually really easy, because you just add the top and bottom. So this first example is just a question of doing 2 plus 3. You're just doing 2 plus 3 and you put it over 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's all you do if you add and subtract fractions. So it really only gets a little trickier when the fractions aren't the same. But making them the same is not as hard as it seems like it would be either. So in the second question, it says 7 out of 10, 7/10 minus 2/5. So when you're doing this, you're typically going to try and make the smaller denominator, so in this case the 5, equal the larger one. So I did a second level, so this is the second level of type of question. So we want to turn the 5 into a 10 using multiplication. So to turn 5 into 10, we can do 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. But with fractions, if you change the bottom, you change everything about the fraction. Because if I did this, I would have 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 is different than 2 out of 5. So in a fraction, if you make a change, you have to make that same change in both spots. So if I multiply the 5 by 2, I have to multiply the 2 by 2. Top and bottom have to multiply the same to keep it even, to keep it balanced. So this will turn into, let's see how I'll have room here. So instead of doing 7 out of 10 minus 2 out of 5, we would do 2 times 2 is 4, 5 times 2 is 10. Now they're both out of 10. They're both the same type of fraction. In order to combine them, they have to be the same type of fraction. So 7 minus 4, remember, once they're the same, it becomes really easy because you're just doing a regular addition subtraction question using only the numbers in the top, the numbers in the numerator. 7 out of 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. What did the circle a little bit? So you'll see here, all we did is we did one level of multiplication. It wasn't super hard multiplication. It was 2 times 2, 5 times 2. And then we subtracted, and when we subtracted, it was only the top numbers. Alright, our last one that I have here is one where, so if you remember when I did the previous one, I said typically what we want to do is we're going to make the smaller number equal the larger number. So we would do 3 times something to give us 7. The 3 doesn't multiply into 7. So we're gonna want to try and find a number that 3 and 7 can both be multiplied into. And this is usually, I think, where people start to get frustrated or wary or confused. So I'm just gonna teach you the most basic way to do this, or the easiest way to remember how to do this. And that's to just trade numbers. So we teach you to do some of them a little more efficiently, because then you can create smaller numbers, or it might allow you to simplify easier. But if you just do this method, then it'll work every time, and you won't have to worry about putting a lot of thought into what you're doing. So if you trade numbers, and what I mean here is you're gonna trade denominators for your multiplication. So the 1/3, we're gonna multiply the top and bottom by 7. So we got that from the other number, we're trading that 7. The 2/7, we're gonna multiply the top and bottom by 3. So we're trading the denominators so that they will even out, because you'll notice we're doing 3 times 7, 7 times 3. They're gonna end up being the same numbers when we're done. So I'm gonna move this over a little bit so that we have the room. So that's gonna turn into 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 3 is 21. So now we both have them out of 21. They're both the same type of fraction. And then now we can add, and remember, you're just adding the top and bottom numbers. So 7 plus 6 is not super hard to do. Granted, some of the other ones are a lot easier to do, but 7 plus 6 gives us 13. And then the bottom stays the same. So that's a different way that I was saying it before. We did 7 plus 6 out of 21, which gives us 13 out of 21. So hopefully that made fractions a little simpler for you. And I'm going to keep doing some fraction videos, because I know they're ones that people struggle with a lot. I have a couple more things to work on with this. But I will see you all next time.